I want you to do something for me right now. Press your thumb into the front of your shin bone, about halfway between your knee and your ankle. Press firmly for 3 seconds. Now release. Did the dent stay there for more than 2 seconds? If it did, your circulation is compromised. That little test is called the pitting edema test, and if your skin doesn't bounce back immediately, it means fluid is pooling where it shouldn't be. But here's what that really means. It's not just about swelling. It's a red flag that blood isn't making the return journey from your feet back to your heart efficiently. And when blood flow slows down, everything downstream suffers. Your energy drops. Your legs ache. You get cold feet even in summer. Nighttime cramps wake you up. And those visible veins start appearing where smooth skin used to be.
Now, before you assume this is just part of getting older, let me stop you right there. I've worked with 70-year-olds who have better leg circulation than some 40-year-olds. Age isn't the problem, stillness is. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to reverse it using 3 movements you can do without leaving your chair. But first, I need you to answer 5 quick questions. And I need you to be brutally honest because your answers are going to determine how much these exercises will help you. Start with a score of 5 points. I'm going to list 5 symptoms. Every time one applies to you, subtract a point. Don't cheat. Nobody's watching. Question 1. When you're sitting comfortably in a warm room, are your feet still cold? Not chilly. Actually cold. Like you need socks even when everyone else is fine. If yes, take away 1 point. Cold extremities mean blood is barely trickling down to your toes. The vessels have narrowed and the flow has weakened. Question 2. At the end of an ordinary day, not after hiking or standing for hours, just a regular day of normal activity, do your legs feel unusually heavy or tired, like you're dragging weights around? If that sounds familiar, subtract another point. That heaviness isn't fatigue. It's stagnant blood and lymph sitting in your lower legs because the upward flow has stalled. Question 3. Look down at your ankles right now. Are they swollen? Do your socks leave deep grooves in your skin? Are your shoes tighter at night than they were in the morning? If any of that is true, minus 1 more point. Ankle swelling is one of the earliest and clearest signs that your venous return is failing. Question 4. Do you get muscle cramps in your calves, especially at night? Those sharp, sudden spasms that jolt you awake and make you leap out of bed? If yes, subtract a point. Cramps happen when muscle tissue is starved of oxygen and oxygen travels inside red blood cells. Poor circulation equals more cramps. Question 5. Have you noticed new spider veins or bulging varicose veins in the past few years? Veins that weren't there before? If yes, take away your last point. Visible veins mean the valves inside your veins are failing and blood is pooling backward instead of moving forward. Okay, now look at your score. If you're still at 5 points, congratulations. Your circulation is solid, and today's exercises will keep it that way. If you scored 3 or 4, your body is whispering warnings. This is the perfect time to act before whispers turn into shouts. If you scored 2 or below, listen carefully. Don't be discouraged. Be motivated, because the lower your score, the bigger the transformation you're about to experience. Here's what I want you to do. Pause this video for 5 seconds and drop your score in the comments right now. Write something simple like starting at 3 or day 1, score 2. Why? Because 2 weeks from now, after you've done what I'm about to teach you, you're going to come back, retake this test, and post your new score. And I promise you that number is going to be higher. Before we go any further, if you're serious about feeling better, sleeping deeper, and actually fixing these issues instead of just living with them, hit that subscribe button. I release videos like this every single week. Real strategies, no hype, just practical guidance that works for people over 50. All right, let's fix your circulation. Here's what most people don't understand about blood flow. Your heart is incredibly good at pushing blood down to your legs. Gravity helps. The challenge is getting that blood back up, against gravity, through narrow veins, all the way back to your heart. And here's the thing, your heart can't do that alone. Inside every vein in your legs, there are dozens of tiny one-way valves. These valves open when blood flows upward and snap shut to prevent it from falling back down. It's like a staircase where each step has a trap door. Blood climbs one step, the door closes behind it, and it can't fall back. Brilliant system. Except it only works when the blood is moving. And here's where the problem starts. Those valves don't have their own power source. They rely entirely on the muscles around them. Every time your calf muscle contracts, it squeezes the veins running through it and pushes blood upward through the next valve. When your thigh muscle tightens, same thing. The veins get compressed, blood shoots upward. This is called the muscle pump, and it's the single most important driver of venous return. But when you sit still for hours, the pump stops. The muscles relax. The veins just sit there full of blood that isn't going anywhere. And over time, that stationary blood starts causing problems. The valves weaken. The vessel walls stretch. Fluid leaks out into surrounding tissue. That's your swelling. That's your heaviness. That's where varicose veins come from. Now here's the exciting part. The moment you start moving those muscles again, even gently, even while sitting, the pump restarts. Blood begins flowing. Valves start working. And within minutes, you can feel the difference. We're about to do 3 exercises that turn your leg muscles into powerful circulation engines, and you don't have to stand up to do any of them. Let's start with movement number 3. I call it the seated knee lift. Sit in a solid chair with your feet flat on the ground and your back upright. Don't slouch. Now, lift your right knee up off the seat a few inches. Not high, just enough to feel your thigh muscle working. Then lower it back down with control. Now lift the left knee. Lower it. Keep alternating. This looks simple, almost too simple. But pay attention to 2 details that make it effective. First, don't just swing your leg up. Actually contract the muscle on the front of your thigh. Tighten it intentionally. You should feel a firm engagement in your quadriceps with every lift. That contraction is what squeezes the veins. Second, when you lower your foot, do it slowly and silently. If your foot is slapping the floor, you're dropping it too fast. A controlled descent means the muscle is working on the way down too, which gives you a second pump per rep. 1 on the way up, 1 on the way down. The rhythm should be steady and calm, about 1 lift per second. Not rushed, not lazy, just consistent. Think of a metronome. Tick, lift, talk, lower. Tick, lift, talk, lower. Your circulation responds best to rhythmic, repeated contractions. That's what creates flow. Do this for 60 full seconds. That's roughly 30 lifts per leg. By the end of the minute, you should feel warmth spreading through your thighs. That's not friction. That's fresh, oxygenated blood flooding into the muscle tissue. You just manually restarted your circulation. Here's the mistake most people make. They lean back and use momentum to swing the legs. That's cheating. The muscle isn't doing the work, gravity is. Stay upright. Keep your core engaged. Let your hip flexors and quads do the lifting. That's where the magic happens. Now, before we move to exercise 2, I need to share something with you that genuinely shocked me when I first read the research. A group of scientists wanted to measure what happens to blood flow during prolonged sitting. They used Doppler ultrasound to track the velocity of blood moving through the main vein behind the knee. Here's what they found. After just 30 minutes of sitting completely still, blood flow velocity dropped measurably. After 1 hour, it had decreased by nearly 50%. Half the normal speed. And this wasn't in elderly patients with vein disease. This was healthy adults in their 30s and 40s. Let that sink in for a second. If you sit still for 1 hour, the blood in your legs is moving at half speed. It's crawling, and slow-moving blood is exactly the environment where clots form. This is why they tell you to move your feet on airplanes. This is why hospitals get surgery patients up and walking as soon as possible. But here's the hopeful part. The same study showed that just 20 seconds of calf muscle activation was enough to restore normal blood flow almost immediately. 20 seconds. Less time than it takes to brush your teeth. The next 2 exercises are specifically designed to activate that mechanism. Let's keep going. Exercise number 2 is called the seated leg extension with foot flex. This targets 2 pumps at once. Your thigh and your calf. Same seated position. Feet flat. Back tall. Now, slowly straighten your right leg out in front of you until your knee is as straight as it comfortably goes. Your leg should be roughly parallel to the floor. Once your leg is extended, point your toes forward like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you. Hold that position for 2 full seconds. Feel your calf tighten. Now pull your toes back toward your face as far as they'll go. Feel the stretch along the back of your lower leg. Then, slowly bend your knee and bring your foot back to the floor. Let me walk you through what just happened inside your body. When you straightened your knee, your quadriceps contracted hard. That squeezed the veins running through your thigh and pushed a column of blood upward toward your heart. When you pointed your toes, your calf muscle tightened, compressing the deep veins in your lower leg and forcing more blood up. When you flexed your foot back, the calf relaxed and the veins refilled with fresh blood from below. You just performed a complete circulation cycle from your ankle all the way to your hip in one smooth, controlled movement. Now let's do it together. Right leg out, straighten. Point the toes. Hold, flex back. Lower, left leg, extend. Point, flex, lower. Do 10 repetitions on each side. Here's why the toe point is so critical. Your calf muscle wraps around the two most important veins in your entire lower body, the deep veins that carry the majority of blood back to your heart. When your calf contracts powerfully, it can propel blood upward at incredible speed. This is why doctors call the calf the second heart. It's not poetic language, it's mechanical fact. If you can't fully straighten your knee due to arthritis or stiffness, here's the modification. Extend only as far as comfortable. Even if your knee stays slightly bent, you still get the benefit as long as you're doing the toe point and flex. In fact, you can skip the leg extension entirely and just do the foot movement with both feet on the floor. Point away, pull back, point, pull. You're still activating that second heart. Now we're moving into the most important exercise of the day. Exercise number 1, the seated calf pump. I also call this the second heart activator, and it's different from the other two because it's not about counting reps. It's about sustained, rhythmic pumping. It's the closest thing to walking you can do while sitting in a chair. Sit tall. Feet flat on the floor. Hip width apart. Keep the balls of your feet and all your toes firmly planted. Now lift both heels off the ground as high as you can. Come all the way up onto the balls of your feet, like you're standing on tiptoes. Squeeze your calves hard at the top. Feel the contraction. Then slowly lower your heels back to the floor. That's one pump. Let's do several together. Heels up. Squeeze at the top. Lower down. Up. Squeeze. Down. Up. Squeeze. Down. Keep that rhythm going. If you close your eyes and focus, you can actually feel the blood being pushed upward with every single squeeze. Imagine wringing out a wet towel. Every contraction forces fluid up and out. Continue pumping for about 2 full minutes. After 30 seconds or so, you might start to feel a burning sensation in your calves. That's lactic acid building up. It means the muscles are working hard enough to create real change. If the burn gets too intense, pause for 10 seconds, shake your legs out, then resume. Here are 2 ways to make this exercise even more effective once the basic version feels easy. First, try single leg pumps. Keep your left foot flat on the floor. Lift only the right heel. This doubles the workload on that calf. Do 20 pumps, then switch legs. Single leg work is significantly more powerful, but only attempt it once the 2-legged version feels comfortable. Second progression. Place a thick book or a yoga block under the balls of your feet. This creates a decline, so your heels start lower than your toes. Now when you rise up, you're moving through a much larger range of motion. Greater range equals deeper contraction equals stronger pump. Just make sure whatever you're standing on is stable and won't slide. The reason I ranked this as exercise number 1 is simple. You can do it anywhere, anytime, for as long as you want. Watching TV, sitting at your desk, talking on the phone, waiting in line. It requires nothing but your own 2 feet and a willingness to move them. And every single pump you do sends a fresh wave of oxygenated blood racing back toward your heart. I want you to do this at least twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening. If you're someone who sits for long stretches, add a 2-minute session every hour. Set a timer if you need to. Over the next 7 days, you're going to notice tangible changes. Your legs will feel lighter by the afternoon. The puffiness around your ankles will decrease. Those brutal nighttime cramps will start fading. Why? Because cramps are caused by oxygen-starved muscle fibers. Better circulation delivers more oxygen. The cramps lose their grip. Here's your complete daily routine. Exercise 3, the seated knee lift, 60 seconds. Exercise 2, the leg extension with foot flex, 10 reps per leg. Exercise 1, the seated calf pump, 2 full minutes. Total time required, about 6 minutes. Do this routine at least once per day, ideally in the afternoon or evening when fluid has had time to collect in your legs. The calf pump can and should be repeated multiple times throughout the day whenever you think of it. One important note: don't do these exercises within 1 hour of bedtime. Why? Because you're going to move a lot of fluid out of your legs and back into your core. Your kidneys will process that fluid and you'll end up waking up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night. Do your session earlier in the evening. Now let me give you 3 bonus strategies that will amplify everything we just did. Bonus number 1, the hydration timing trick. When you're dehydrated, your blood gets thicker. Thicker blood flows slower, especially through narrow veins. Most people make a critical timing mistake. They drink very little in the morning, then try to catch up by chugging water after dinner. This floods your system right before bed, leading to swollen ankles and multiple bathroom trips, while leaving your blood thick and sluggish during the day when you actually need good circulation. The solution is called front-loading. Drink the majority of your daily water in the first half of the day. A full glass before breakfast. Steady sipping all morning. By 3 or 4 in the afternoon, you should have consumed 70% of your water for the day. Then taper off in the evening. This keeps your blood thin and flowing during your active hours and reduces the overnight fluid load. Your legs will thank you. Bonus number 2, one food that helps and one habit that hurts. The food is beets. Beetroot is loaded with natural nitrates. Your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes and widens your blood vessels. Wider vessels mean easier flow. Lower resistance, better circulation. You don't need to eat beets every single day. 2 to 3 servings per week is enough to make a measurable difference. Roast them in the oven with olive oil, add them to salads, blend them into a smoothie, or drink beet juice mixed with a little apple juice if the earthy taste is too strong. Now, the habit that hurts. And this one surprises almost everyone. Crossing your legs while you sit. When you cross one knee over the other, you compress the veins behind both knees. You're literally pinching off the main highway that blood uses to travel back up to your heart. And most people do this in the evening, exactly when circulation is already at its weakest point of the day. If you're a chronic leg crosser, start catching yourself. Sit with both feet flat on the floor. Your veins will flow freely. Bonus number 3, the 20-20 rule. Remember that research about blood flow dropping after 30 minutes of sitting? Here's the easiest possible fix. Every 20 minutes, give your legs 20 seconds of movement. 10 calf pumps, a quick march in your seat. Even just pressing your feet hard into the floor and releasing. 20 seconds resets the entire circulation clock. Set a repeating timer on your phone if you need a reminder. If you sit for 8 hours a day, that's 24 opportunities to send a surge of blood through your veins. Over the course of a week, that's over 160 circulation resets that wouldn't have happened otherwise. All right, let's bring this full circle. At the beginning of this video, you calculated a score based on 5 symptoms. That number wasn't a life sentence, it was a baseline, a starting point. Here's my challenge to you. Do these 3 exercises once today. Implement the 3 bonus habits. Repeat every single day for 2 weeks. Then come back to this video and retake the test. Answer those same 5 questions honestly. I'm confident your score will improve. Maybe your feet will feel warmer. Maybe the swelling will go down. Maybe you'll sleep through the night without a single cramp. Every point you gain back is concrete proof that your body is healing. When you retake that test in 2 weeks, come back to the comments and share your before and after. Write something like, started at 2, now I'm at 4. I read every single comment, and your progress story might be exactly what someone else needs to see to get started. If this video helped you, please hit the like button. Share it with someone who's always complaining about tired, heavy legs. They might not realize the solution is this accessible, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do that now. I post content like this every week. Take care of your legs. They've carried you through every step of your life. Now it's time to return the favor.